In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
Happy Holidays is a special time with family and friends, sharing the many blessings we have during the fall season. We here at K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network would like to say thank you for listening this year. So from our family to yours, have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, and please keep listening to K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
They say we offer simple answers to complex problems. Well, perhaps there is a simple answer. Not an easy answer, but simple.
It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground.
We have serious problems to solve, and we need serious people to solve them.
Republicans and Democrats.
Well, happy Saturday morning, folks. This is Rick Robinson, host of Finding Common Ground and also America Off the Rails, right here with my normal left chair co-host, Mr. Bryce Robbins. We do hope here in a little bit to have Dave Brown, the original left chair co-host, joining us. So far, we haven't been able to track him down. I'm sure he had some Thanksgiving shenanigans he's trying to recover from. No, for those of you who know Dave, you know that's completely not possible. But anyway, good morning, Mr. Robbins. How are you, sir?
I am good. How are you?
If I was any better, it would probably be illegal. Although I do have to admit, I'm a little annoyed with Trump. We'll get to that later. Before we get too far into everything, why don't you go ahead and, since I've been kind of doing this on the other shows, and this one's a little late, but it's only a couple days late, is there anything particular that stood out for you that made this a really good Thanksgiving? Anything you're particularly thankful for? Anything like that?
Well, something I'm particularly thankful for, just a healthy, happy family. Big time in my life applying to colleges, so I'm thankful for all the support my teachers, friends, and family have given me on my, journey through applying. And I'm thankful, definitely for you. I said thank you that you gave me the opportunity to have my own show. So these are all things that I'm thankful for this year.
Whoops. I thought I was
nice
muted.
kiss up
Yeah,
points.
Nice. All right, well, no, that's awesome. I actually read that. That was pretty nice of you. I do have to admit I'm a little concerned about you going off to college, the liberal indoctrination capital of education. But I'm sure you'll survive it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're already kind of a leftist anyway. I've been dragging you a little more to the right, but I'm afraid college is going to get a hold of you and destroy all my months of hard work.
I'll just come back on the show and then you'll be all... What? No. Come back.
Come back to the dark side, Bryce. We still have cookies.
Well, hopefully.
And I used to say the dark side jokingly, but now that I've seen more and more of these people that are coming out in complete and total, Obama maniac style support of Trump, I'm a little concerned. Can I just be honest for a second? I'm a little concerned because we're the side that for the last 7 years has been saying, you really should vet your candidates more. You really should get to know more about who they are and what they actually stand for. And then we have a chance to jump on the cult of personality bandwagon first chance we get. And oh my God, it's Donald Trump. Everybody's got to vote for him because he's awesome. No, actually he's not.
What just scares me is that it's like, I don't know, do you watch South Park?
Well, I used to. I haven't watched it recently. Do I watch South Park? Come on.
Oh, yeah, your Cartman impression. Well, there was a recent episode where the president of Canada is supposed to be Donald Trump, and all the Canadians start immigrating to the United States. And when they ask them, why are you all coming here? They tell the story. We elected this man. We thought it would be funny. We thought it was a joke, but the joke just never ended. And I feel like that's what's happening. It's just a bad joke that's just never ending, and his polls are just not budging, and it's scary.
Well, the scary thing is most of the people that are supporting him are not viewing it as a joke. Here's the thing that I've been saying all along. The time that we are looking at right now is a distinct parallel between the run-up to between the end of World War I and the run-up to World War II. If, at some point in time, we elect somebody like Trump, which is a good possibility at this point, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, I submit to you that not only will those parallels continue, but shortly after he gets elected, we will actually be the ones playing the role of Germany in World War II with Trump at the helm.
Yeah, I mean, marking Muslims in this country, giving them identification numbers. Yeah, we might be heading there.
No, I mean, if he gets the nod, we're definitely heading there. I mean, if Hillary gets the nod, we're still going there anyway. If Bernie gets the nod, we might as well just all start singing the Russian national anthem. I mean, so right now the choices really are few and far between and not that great. The good news is the Republicans still haven't technically made their minds up yet. Those that have, though, I have to tell you, the Trumpkins, which is our little pet name for them now because it's a little bit nicer than Trump humpers.
Trump humpers.
They're some scary folks. I mean, there's even this story that recently broke over the week of Donald Trump at a recent rally, mimicking movements that could be attributed to a reporter that wrote what he termed to be a bad article about him, who has a congenitive disorder, where basically because of issues his joints didn't form properly, so when he moves rather interestingly. Well, Trump can be seen mimicking these movements while he's pointing out the fact that apparently the reporter has backpedaled. Here's my thought. If the reporter backpedaled and took back what he said, hey, no big deal, no harm, no foul. There's a way that you can draw attention to that without acting like a complete ass. And that's exactly what Donald Trump just did. I myself, through things that were no fault of my own, have been made fun of more than once for the way that I walk because I have a wobble. I have had for quite some time. So it took me a long time to get comfortable in my own skin. There's also the fact that I have 2 of my children that are considered special needs children who have been picked on and made fun of their entire lives. So I refuse to give someone the bully pulpit of the presidency to continue to do the same type of things that everybody has decided were bad things to do in junior high and high school. And if you really want to equate his campaign slogans and his campaigns, that's exactly what they are. He's the popular kid in high school. So he's the one everybody wants to hang around. And he's nothing but a dick. I don't care. I hear all these people like Sean Hannity and everybody else that have gotten the chance to know him that say, well, it comes right down to it, he's really this nice, quiet, humble guy. I call BS. Because nice, quiet, humble guys do not do what this guy does on the campaign trail and treat it like a damn reality TV show. I mean, it's exactly what I've been talking about for the last 3 weeks. We as the Republican Party have gone down the same path as the Democratic Party that we've made fun of for the last 7 years and glommed onto the first guy with a cult of personality movement who we think can actually get us the White House. What we're not paying attention to is he's been playing both sides against the middle the entire damn time that he's been building his empire. So who exactly is he going to support when he gets in there? Himself. That's who, because that's who he always looks out for.
Yeah, here, I have the clip right here, so I'll just, I think it's important that everyone hears just even his voice. You could tell he's mocking. So here, I'll play it.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
Okay, so, I mean, you can hear in his voice, he's clearly mimicking the way this man talks, the way he moves. If you see his arm, he mimics the arm disablement that this man has, the reporter has. You put it, I think, as eloquently as you can. He's a dick, a sour dick, and a douche. Rick, you there?
Hang on a second. I was trying to add Dave in, and I think I lost him. Dave, are you with us or no? It shows that he's here. Let me try calling him back. Keep talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I got you. Woohoo! There's Dave.
Yeah, that stupid microphone button was turned off again. Yep.
That thing has become your nemesis. You know that, right?
It is. So who's a douche?
Trump.
Oh, yeah. Well, that goes without saying.
Well, no, see here, I've had a bit of a change with this guy because, I've always said... Well, no, and you're actually going to like this one for once. I've always said that, if he was the guy that got the vote in the general, or the chance to run for the general, and I didn't vote for him, I would be no different than the folks that decided they couldn't vote for Romney. But the big issue with this guy is I have a very valid point why I can never pull the lever for him now. Because he makes fun of the disabled just because he can.
So I didn't. What exactly happened with that? He made some hand gesture, and he claims he didn't make fun of somebody, and now says people need to apologize to him. What is going? I just can't even keep up with this guy.
So basically, just to rewind, because Dave was late to the show. You go to tardy, sir. Just playing.
You want me to play the clip again?
Yeah, go ahead and run the clip again, Bryce.
All right, so this is just what he said, but I encourage you to go look at the video because you'll see his physical features, but here's the clip.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
All right, so that's the clip. I mean, you could hear in his voice, America heard what he said, and they know what he meant.
Well, the thing about it is, if you go look at the video, it's even worse, because this reporter that he's talking about has a congenital disorder that his joints didn't form properly, so when he moves in a rather jerky, spastic motion. And Donald Trump's up there at a rally, no less. I mean, this isn't something that he said in front of 10 or 20 people. This is at one of his rallies. Flailing his arms around like you typically do when you're talking with making fun of somebody that's disabled, with the tone of voice that they use, kind of like Timmy from freaking South Park. And now he's all trying to say, that's not what I meant. Having been made fun of the majority of my adult life for things that weren't my control until I got comfortable under my own skin again, and having 2 children with special needs, I can tell you I will never vote for this man. I don't care. I would rather watch the country burn than to put the next Hitler in power, and that's who Donald Trump is going to be.
Ouch, man. That's I'm making a Hitler reference. Golly gee. No, he's just he's a piece of work. I wonder, my big question with him is, how much of this bullshit does he believe? And how much of it is him just still in reality TV mode, trying to get as many viewers as possible?
I think that could be it. I think when it comes down to it, I think he's a very smart man, but I think what's happening is he's seeing all these crowds, what his publicity stunts are doing for him, and he doesn't know where to stop. And eventually, and I think this might be it, he's going to say the wrong thing, right? America loves when he says he's going to bomb the shit out of ISIS and, he's going to send the Mexicans home and all that stuff. People love that.
Yeah, xenophobia sells.
Yeah, clearly. But I think he might have just hit the breaking point. I think this is the ceiling. I don't think, because you know what it is? I was just watching this on TV. One of the commentators said this. Not every American is related to a Mexican. Not every American is related to whatever group Trump has offended. But most Americans know or are related to someone who knows or something like that, very closely connected to somebody with a disability. Right? Friends with, family members, brother, sister, somebody has a disability. And when you see somebody who's trying to run for office pull a stunt like that, making fun of somebody who has a disability, that doesn't show strength of a weakness. That doesn't show strength of a leader. That shows weakness. That he has to bully and belittle somebody who physically is, at a weaker standpoint. So, to Mr. Trump, that doesn't show his strength. That shows his weakness.
Yeah, I think it shows more than anything. It shows true colors. It shows that this guy is just a belligerent bully who probably has some insecurity issues. Otherwise, he wouldn't be such a blowhard. He wouldn't need to be. And yeah, it's just, he's so gross. And what's sad is with every xenophobic comment, with every rah, cis boom bot bullshit thing he does, people get bigger and bigger hard-ons for the guy. And that's what is so scary, is the fact that there is a decent chunk of the population of this country that is buying this guy's crap. I mean, and it's not even that they're just dumb. And he's like, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of free stuff. No, it's, I fucking hate people and I want you to hate people too. Let's go hate everyone who's not like us. And then I saw a story this morning. Apparently there might be some black pastors that are going to go, hey, Trump, we're down with you. I'm sorry, what? Okay, whatever works, but gee, I don't get it. I really don't. And maybe it's because I'm not an asshole. Maybe it's because I'm the person that's been on the receiving end of bullying, that I could never in a billion years support a guy like Donald Trump. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a liberal. I've voted for Republicans for president before. I voted for George Bush in 2000. I voted for Mitt Romney in 2012. I have voted for Republican governors. I voted for Frank Keating for his reelection in whenever the fuck that was. So
many moons ago, for those of you not in Oklahoma.
So I have no problems voting for a candidate that is a Republican, because I can't stand the Democratic Party. I can't stand any of these parties. But this guy is an absolute sack of shit, and the embodiment of everything that is wrong with America, especially everything that is wrong with corporate America. When you let crony capitalism go too far, it's Donald Trump right there. Everything, every sin in this country is just held up in that man's awful hair for all of us to see, and yet people are bowing on their knees and worshiping at this man's feet. Why?
See, I have a theory. I don't necessarily think that's hair. I think it's a tribble.
It could be.
I'm thinking the hair. I'm thinking the hair is actually running the show. I'm just saying.
I saw a funny joke. It was Donald Trump. We have to give him credit. He's such an animal lover. He loves his dog so much he keeps it on his head.
Oh, that's just bad. And I will give him props. The man is really good at business, at least at modern American business, which is at this point pretty much amoral, immoral, unethical, disgusting, and screwing up the country more than anything else.
But hang on.
But he's amazing at it.
Let's kind of dissect that a little bit, because one of the big turning points for me with Trump, when I started realizing that maybe this guy wasn't exactly what it was that he was trying to sell, because everybody gets so mad when Obama lashes out at the press because they finally say something that they honestly need to say, and he's like, well, now you're just not being fair because, well, you're either from Fox or maybe you want to go to work for Fox. I don't know, but you're not being fair. Donald Trump is saying the exact same things anytime anybody hits on a button that he doesn't like. And then he starts saying, well, I don't think Fox should be on the air, and I don't think this group should be on the air, and I don't think that group should be on the air. So why is it that, and this is specifically for you conservatives out there that are for Trump, why is it that you guys, the party of freedom, the ones that are always all about, oh, free speech, free speech, free speech, as soon as this guy says, oh, you should be fired, all of a sudden you're on the let's fire that guy bandwagon? I mean, what the hell happened to free speech?
Oh, because at the end of the day, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, conservatism truly at its core, no matter what the talking heads want us to think otherwise, conservatism has nothing to do with concepts of freedom, liberty, freedom of speech.
Oh, no. I will disagree with you there, because I've gotten to know...
And you'll be wrong.
Really? So we're going to go there that early in the show? Because when it really comes
I'm only on here every once in a while, man. I got to get some jabs in.
When it really comes right down to it, both parties are exactly the same way. Neither one of them give a shit about freedom. Let's just get that out of the way right now. What I'm talking about, though, I'm not talking about the party heads, the party organizers, the nozzles in D.C., the schlubs that are pushing their buttons. I'm talking about the grassroots folks in America. Why are you guys the ones that are always the ones standing up talking about how conservatism works when it's tried? It's freedom. It's about freedom. It's about liberty. How are you going to vote for a guy that wants to basically start marking people because they believe differently than we do? Sound familiar? Because it sounds familiar to me. I have a problem with a lot of that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, and it's not just conservatives that are guilty of this. I just love giving you shit. Unfortunately, the concept of liberty and freedom is not easy. And people will scream about it as long as it's for something they agree with. As soon as if it's for something that they disagree with, oh, that has to be shut up. That has to go away. We need to lock that up. We need to get rid of that. That's bad. Conservatives do it. Liberals do it. It's all over the place. If you want freedom of speech, then you will let any nutcracker say whatever they want as long as they're not inciting a riot. But as soon as it is, oh, well, this so-and-so shouldn't say this, blah, 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 then I'm sorry, you don't understand the concept of liberty. So, because it's funny, when conservatives, talk about freedom of speech, guess what the only website I've ever been banned from is?
Yeah,
Take a wild guess.
I remember, but I don't remember the name right now.
Redstate.com. Not only have I been banned from that site, I've been banned twice. Why? Because I posted opinions that were not going along with the status quo and the groupthink of that website. Liberty is something that's not easy. It's just like that scene from The American President, and that he hits the nail right on the head. It's not easy. You have to be willing to stand up and say, I disagree with this schmuck on everything that he or she believes in, but you know what? By God, they have the right to their opinion, and they have the right to express themselves. And if you can't do that, then you honestly, for whatever reason, and I'm not judging, but you don't understand the concept of freedom and liberty.
Well, just to back up for a second, the one thing that I've always looked at that it's a little bit different with the websites and the Facebook pages, I've always kind of dealt with them the same way that I've dealt with stuff in the realm of running a security agency, where those pages are basically what are considered private property with public access. Anytime you're on private property with public access, your freedom of speech rights are actually suspended. You just don't realize it. The owners have the ability to say exactly what you can say, where you can go, and what you can do.
Sure.
That's always one reason why because you could remember the argument that you and I had when we first started the page about people that would piss me off. I'd want to ban them, and you're like, if you're going to try to ban them, then you're no better than they are. And I'm like, damn it, Dave. But you won the argument, and I didn't ban anybody, you bastard.
See, but the difference though is, you see, and I'm just using myself as an example. I didn't cuss anyone out. I didn't call anyone stupid. I didn't threaten anyone.
Actually, knowing you probably did, but you just did it in a highbrow way that you didn't think anybody would notice. Just play it.
No, I mean, I called out things that philosophically I thought were inaccurate, and things like that. And it was a conversation about basically how politicians have used the religious right, and how they have by using the whole God, guns, and country. This was during the W's administration, how it's used to whip people into a frenzy, and people are like, no, we don't like what you're saying. Well, it's like, I didn't call anyone stupid. I didn't attack anyone personally. Nothing. I didn't do anything. And yet I was banned. Back when I used to, write politically on my blog, thank God I don't do that anymore. There were tons of times people would get on there in the comments, scream, call me horrible names, and I left it there. It's an open forum as far as I was concerned. And but there's a difference between someone saying, hey, so and so is an absolute piece of shit, and here's where they work, so you can go and tell them how much they suck in person. That's a whole different situation between saying, hey, your ideas on the subject are not very good. Completely different ball games of things. So to me, there's when you start attacking someone, making it personal, especially giving out information that lets people figure out where other people live. Not that someone who is smart enough with computers can't already figure that shit out anyway. But to me, there's a difference there. Just being shut up for having a dissenting view, which is what happens the vast majority of the time. But then there's the irony: the people who get all up in arms about someone who is either voicing a dissenting view or just being a dick. A lot of times, those are the people who online are raging a-holes. It's like, oh, you can't take it. You're going to dish out these bowls of poo that you want people that you're force feeding people. Oh, hey, you like this excrement down your throat? You like that? Tastes yummy. It's like chocolate. I had spaghetti last night. Enjoy that. And as soon as someone turns around and does it to them, they're like, oh my God, I'm under attack. This is un-American. Blah, 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 blah. Well, no, you made your bed. You're going to lie in it, you dumb shit. You don't like being attacked? Don't be an asshole.
You know what the problem is? People just get so fucking butthurt on the internet, and just in our society in general. I had nothing better to do yesterday, so I went to the mall, the Garden State Plaza near me.
That was your first mistake.
That was.
Wait, you went to a mall on Black Friday and you're still alive?
I literally had nothing to do. I went twice. There was surprisingly no traffic, so thank you, Cyber Mondays. I think that attributes to it. But
credit card, Amazon, my shopping was done in an hour and I never left the house. So, yeah.
Absolutely. But I have to say, and I don't mean to be...
And I'm not just plugging Amazon because they're a sponsor. Just saying.
This is going to sound like politically incorrect, but it just seems that people, men especially, have just become so pussified in our society. And the whole
pussification
notion,
of the American male.
Yeah, pussification, totally. And I feel like that totally translates to our attitudes on the internet is just, he said something mean. And then people hide behind their screens and argue, and it's so meaningless.
I've been saying that for years. People say stuff online that they would never say to somebody's face, except it's almost getting to the point where we've had people online talking shit for so long that they're starting to feel emboldened enough now to act like these juvenile morons in public. People for years have hidden behind the anonymity of, and that's a hard word to say, of the computer screen. And it's not, before Facebook and whatnot, it was easier to hide behind anonymous things. But now most people are talking crazy as themselves on their Facebooks and Twitters and whatever the heck. But it's still so much easier. You can talk to somebody like they're an absolute piece of trash through a computer because you're not looking at their face. It's in a way, it's a lot like when people call 800 numbers for help. They call a call center for help. They talk to the people on the other end of the phone like they're worthless sacks of crap. They never would talk to a person like that, most likely face to face. Sure, occasionally you've got people in stores that just absolutely act the fool, but you get a far larger number of people who do that over the phone because they don't have to see the person's reaction. They feel emboldened. They feel empowered. And it's even worse when you're typing on your computer or tapping on your phone. I'm going to tap, tap, tap. I'm going to call you a piece of shit because tap, tap, tap. I don't like you and you don't like Jesus and blah, 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 blah. You suck.
Why you got to throw Jesus in there? Where'd that come from?
Guys, a lot of, I was reading too many of Wilfred's posts. Oh, love you, buddy. Peace.
All right. Speaking of which, we have got to take a quick break, pay some bills. We'll be right back here in just about 3.5.
It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground.
The internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Whoa! Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Now get started again.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Wondering why you're up early with us on a Sunday morning making a cocktail? News lately got you drinking? Hungover from the mainstream media by Sunday? We are, and we got you covered.
We sure do. We got your hangover cure for those weekly news blues. So sit back, top off your mimosa, and add some Baileys to that coffee.
Take a match to your copy of the New York Times. Light, funny, and oh yeah, news with booze.
And a lot of laughter.
Welcome to Bloody Marys and Broadsheets.
The staff of K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network is proud to announce that our very own Rowdy Rick Robinson has been selected as one of the top conservative talk show hosts in the nation for his program America Off the Rails. Again, congratulations to Rowdy Rick Robinson for a job well done and another reason to stay connected to K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network.
Our military service members volunteer to protect us in the most dangerous places around the world. They step up. And when they are severely ill or injured, returning to their families is only the beginning of their long road home. Wounded Warrior Project provides these brave men and women whatever they need to continue their fight for independence at no cost for life. So now it's time for a grateful nation to step up. Join us at findwwp.org.
It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground.
All right, I guess the guys missed the cue. Anyway, we are back. We are live. This is Rick Robinson, host of Finding Common Ground, with my usual left chair co-host, Mr. Bryce Robbins. The original left chair co-host, Mr. Dave Brown, has joined us for this holiday special edition of Finding Common Ground. So, gentlemen, I'm going to let you talk amongst yourselves for a second while I get something situated. I'll be right back.
He needs coffee.
Pretty much.
Dave, I'm curious, what do you think about closing stores on Thanksgiving and Christmas?
I think, well, definitely Christmas is like the one day of the year that has been kind of with the exception of, some gas stations and whatnot, is kind of the untouchable day as far as retail is concerned. I think, I'm as far as things, I think things like, as long as people who are working either A, have the option to work or not work, or at the very or definitely at least get holiday pay, so like time and a half or double time, something like that. Things like grocery stores, gas stations, things like that should probably be open. Things that are normally open 24 hours a day. Your Walmart neighborhood markets kind of thing. And because I'm not going to lie, so Thursday morning, I had to go to Walmart to get some eggs. My daughter was making pumpkin cake for Thanksgiving dinner for when we went to the in-laws house and needed an egg. And so I ran up to Walmart to get an egg. And had they not been open, I would have been, shit out of luck. But as far as like other retailers, I mean, I think it's silly that the whole Black Friday thing, starting at 6 p.m. and all that. I think also sometimes the supposed rage that people have for this whole thing is so stupid. I saw someone post on Facebook that said, hey, if you are angry about people having to work on Thanksgiving, you better not go get gas. You better not go to the grocery store. You better not call technical support. You better not do anything that you have to go interact with someone who's at work. Otherwise, you are a gigantic hypocrite. And he was right. So, as long as, for me, it's like as long as people are getting holiday pay and especially if they have it set up where people can kind of say, hey, yeah, I do want to work on this day, or if they can't work that day, they're able to not work. So that's a really long answer to your short question. I apologize.
No, don't apologize. I mean, I get annoyed that they have people working, but I like what you said about the option, right? That makes sense. But it just seems like it would be nice if, it was JCPenney, right? They made his wife working after 30 years. Some woman working after 30 years doesn't get Thanksgiving off. It just seems that we should have a day in the year, a couple holidays in the year that we respect. I don't know.
It would be nice if the only real day that's ever going to get that kind of treatment, I think, is going to be Christmas.
But even that, it doesn't get it anymore either. Just being honest. And back to your point, Dave, there's really no such thing as a short answer when you start talking. Just saying.
Fair enough. That's why I don't like Twitter.
I mean, I know. You would think we could at least give Ramadan off.
Yeah, probably not.
That was a joke.
Okay, I mean, but let's be real. And back to your other point, Dave, I am actually one of those people who goes out of my way to make sure I don't have to interact with anybody, especially now that I don't have a job that I have to work on particular holidays. I make sure that I have everything that I need the night before, go get my gas, make sure that everything's working. If it's not working, normally I can find the way to fix it myself. So I am one of those folks that says, certain people really should have the day off. And back to Bryce's point, I guess my biggest thing with it all is I understand that there are going to be things like grocery stores, and Walmart in a lot of sense is now technically a grocery store as well, that honestly are going to be open, because there's always going to be somebody that says, oh damn, I need this, otherwise my Thanksgiving is going to suck, so I'm going to have to go out and get it. But here's the thing, and this is the problem that I see more and more, is back to Bryce's point. There's a lady that was working at that JCPenney's for 30 years who couldn't get the time off to be with her family. That's my thing. I understand when you're young and you're putting your time in, and the senior folks want to have the holidays off, and you're new here, so hey, you're kind of screwed for a while. But there's supposed to come a time when after you put in your licks and you take the hard knocks, that if you don't want to work on a holiday, you shouldn't necessarily have to work on a holiday. And too many businesses have gotten away from that. And that's where my biggest problem with it is because there are too many people that want the time off that can't get it. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with the fact that we have a younger generation that now kind of feel like they're entitled to have that time off. So they're one of the biggest, loudest ones clamoring for it. So I think that's a lot of reason why the businesses from now on are just kind of going, yeah, I really don't care anymore. It's Thanksgiving, you're going to work.
I don't know. I just feel like it would be the decent thing to do. I understand, like Dave said, there's obviously some exceptions.
Corporate America and decency? What world are you living in?
Yeah, those are two words that do not go together ever.
You would just think, after 5 o'clock, all stores could just shut down. I don't know. That's my idea.
Yeah, see but with our economy.
But see, that wouldn't necessarily work either, though. Sorry, Dave, I'll let you have it back in a sec. But my family does our dinner at 2 o'clock, so shutting down at 5 o'clock wouldn't help because people would still miss it. But hey, just my
right. And the whole thing is just, if in general you can't have let's just have every store shut down at 5, because people work very different hours anymore. I mean, in so many cases, especially in the bigger areas you live in, things are really 24 hours. People work later shifts, and in fact, it's the businesses that are only open during bankers' hours that are the ones that are the biggest pains in the butt to deal with, because for a lot of people, that means having to take time off of work to go to. So and I might be reading more into your 5 o'clock comment than you intended, but yeah, that's a problem. So it's there's of all the problems we have going on right now in the world, this is not ranking up very high. Now I will say that whoever the supervisor was of that poor lady who has worked for JCPenney's for 30 years. God bless her, by the way, for being able to put up with retail horse shit for that long. But to the supervisor, to whoever is that lady's boss, you, sir or ma'am, are a dick. And if even if it was something that came from up high, because maybe even the store manager didn't want to do it, at some point, someone should have stood up and said, look, this woman has been here for 30 years. She's getting the day off. I don't care. But unfortunately, people are just too selfish. They don't put other people's needs first. And it gets to the point where a boss might agree with you, but depending on the issue, they're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to stick my neck out because I just don't want to get in trouble. And on some things, you figure out that line in the sand. You decide what is it that I'm going to cross? What is it that it is enough for me to stand up for and just say, this is bullshit. I'm sorry. No. And how much of the other stuff is stuff that you just let roll off your back? You throw up your hands and you just say, did the check clear? Whatever. Just as long as I don't get fired, I don't care.
Oh, like Obama's red line on Syria. Nobody crosses it.
Don't.
Obama's
stop.
Obama's
Just,
red line on Syria. Yeah,
no.
What nobody failed to realize is he was talking about his daughter's sand art collection, not actually drawing a red line anywhere important.
But bad joke. We just don't even want to. We was having such a good time. We don't. I really was. Let's just not go there.
Come on.
Let's not get too serious.
Hey, it's like you said, you're not on that often. I have to annoy you at least once a show.
Oh, yeah, no.
Mission accomplished.
The whole topic of Obama in general, a grand disappointment, and just had he been the president that he portrayed in his inaugural address in 2009, had he been that guy, we'd be fine. But he wasn't. No, he's a corporate schmooze jerkwad. Thanks, Obama. Thanks for selling us out, jackass.
Don't hold back, Dave. Tell us how you really feel.
George W. Bush administration terms 4 and 5. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. I can't count. Depending on who we get, it could end up being 4, 5, 6, 7. Just the whole fuck show forever. American people getting a nice big dick in their ass that they don't want. No lube. Nothing. Don't even get a reach around. Bastards.
Well, we could say it's Clinton administration.
Sir, just shut up. No. You are too young to actually remember the fact that Bill Clinton, with all of his flaws, many of them having to do with his penis, actually was the last president to have any legislation passed that was actually for the good of the American people, the average schmo on the street, and not corporate entities.
So, I mean, all I can say is the housing bubble started with him. And
then there's also the fact that he propped up Enron in the hopes that his buddy would get the nod for president, and then that all blew up.
I'm not saying he was perfect, but he was at least the last person in office that did more things he actually had legislation for the average American person.
Which was all basically window dressing, because behind the scenes he was screwing the country over just like everybody else. I'm just saying.
Yeah, not anywhere near as bad as the two people that followed him.
No, I won't disagree. They're all sacks of shit. But I must say, I've been doing a lot of research on the whole housing bubble market, and he used the idea of prosperity under his, economy to stir up a lot of subprime loans, which ended up, leading us down the path of righteousness that we are in today. So,
it was interesting. There was a law that was repealed. And Dick Morris did a history video about it recently. It was, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was a law that prevented banks from doing a lot of the things that they do now. And when that law was repealed, that's when the whole shitstorm started. And that needs that needs to go back. And yeah, that was a bad move on. Yes, that one, Glass-Steagall. We need that back. Bring that back. But is anyone going to bring it back? No, because they're all bought and paid for. Bernie will. Bernie, bless his heart, he will try. I just, it's so funny that he is doing so well in the polls, yet the mainstream media still just treats him like he has no chance in hell.
I hope he gets it. I really do. Because it's not that I saw this beautiful piece on him. Republicans even are flipping their heads on him because while you might not agree with him on gay marriage or women's rights or whatever, you can see that he's for the middle-class American. Now, Rick is going to blow up here, but, I mean, look, should we raise the minimum wage to $15? Absolutely not. I don't think that should go forth. Should we not have the TPP? Yes. Yeah, I can agree with him there. Should we, invest $1 trillion in infrastructure and energy and, rebuilding this country? Probably. Should we pull out of other countries? Probably. So, I don't know. I feel like his economic ideas, a lot of them are great. And the main idea, the main principle as to why I will support him is because he is the only one who talks about getting money out of politics. The one thing that destroys our political system.
Sorry, I figured it was better to do this than to start railing. So I'm just going to let the Soviet national anthem play in the background while you keep talking about Bernie.
Yes, because he is such a communist.
Actually, if you look into his background, he does have some ties to communism, whether you guys want to admit it or not. I'm just saying.
And, it's being just having a couple of ties to communism is so evil in and of itself.
Pretty much, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, let's go back to that Cold War bullshit.
We're already there.
We ended up propping up people like Osama bin Laden was to get them damn Russians. How much of a waste of money
We're already
was that?
back to Cold War 2.0. You just don't realize it yet.
Preach, Rick. Dave, preach.
It's the Cold War, idiotic. Whole thing, stupid. The whole Red Scare. Okay, first of all, yes, there are going to be spies in every country. Kids are going to be, that's their job. They're spies. Is there some grand conspiracy from the Reds to take over? Probably just about as much as there was a whole bunch of Yanks in Soviet Union trying to do the same thing. At the end of the day, was the Cold War a good thing? No. It sent us into Korea. It sent us into Vietnam. It sent us into Afghanistan, where we are still, to this day, we are reaping the benefits of the huge dick in the ass that happened to the Arab world thanks to the Soviet Union and the United States trying to one-up each other. Good work, guys. Oh, you want to know why the fucking Muslims hate us? Oh, sure, they can window dressing it, say it's about religion. It's because their part of the world has gotten screwed for decades now by bigger countries with more power and more money who come in, who take their few things that land provides, which is oil, fucking desert wasteland. Who wants to live there, for God's sakes? Oh, but it's got so much religious significance. Who fucking cares, man? Because somebody blew a load somewhere, and there's some temple and some bullshit and a mumbo jumbo hooty. Oh, so that makes it okay to like kill generations of people? No, it's the size of New fucking Jersey. Who cares?
Hey, careful bashing New Jersey. You forget where one of the hosts is from.
No. Jersey has produced some great rock and roll, so I'm saying I'm referring to the size.
Okay, so damn size queen, shut up. Anyway, so here's my point with all of that, because you can trace the recent conflicts back to all of that, but let's do some actual digging into history and see all the times that the Muslims as a whole have decided to try to take over the world, and realize that we really didn't have very much to do with those first few times either. So I mean, you can look at this recent outbreak and say it's all our fault, or you can actually look at the entire history and realize that these folks have been bent on world domination since their inception, because they have to bring about.
Oh, yes, because that is, yeah. Despite the fact that at one point there was a lot of peace and actual, scientific advancement in the Muslim world, then something happened, and I'm not an expert on the history and why the Muslim world took a sharp turn backwards back into the Dark Ages when they were actually progressing. I don't know, and I don't really care.
But that's the point.
It's
you
good
should
to know.
Care.
Well,
because
okay.
in order for us to understand what's going on now, we have to understand what happened then. And I, like you, am still looking back at their history going, what happened? Because you guys were advancing in science, you were advancing in education, and then all of a sudden you took a sharp U-turn and went back to the Stone Ages. The problem with that is once they took that sharp U-turn back to the Stone Ages, they went back to trying to dominate the rest of the world. And why? Because there's a small portion of their population that believes that the only way that they can bring back their Messiah is to bathe the world in blood. Those are the folks that behind the scenes have been pulling all the strings now for at least the last few hundred years. So you want to know why they took such a sharp U-turn? It's because the fact of the matter is just like it happens here, the noisy ones here, even though we have all of these nice, quiet, moderate people that are going about their daily lives, it's the noisy ones that get the attention. Just like it's the gay mafia that get the attention with the gay rights movement. And all of these other loudmouths that are the ones that get the attention. The same thing is happening.
Gay mafia?
You tell me you've never heard of the gay mafia.
No, I've never heard of the gay mafia.
You should probably look it up.
They eat their meatballs really seductively.
Oh, I bet they do. Their sausages too.
Anyway,
take them slowly down their mouths.
It's just a term for the more vocal group that
Balls
are
deep.
inciting violence and everything else to get their point across.
So there are a bunch of gays that are inciting violence? Wait, what? Anyway, no, but to your point, this is a great example of why taking any religious document as literal fact is ignorant and idiotic.
Yeah, well, you and I will have to disagree there.
Any religious document.
And again, you can say it all you want to, but we're still going to have to disagree.
I understand, and you're going to be wrong the whole time.
You know what? Fuck you.
It's a wonderful metaphor. Maybe later. We can get together. It'll be nice. I'll make it tender.
I don't fucking call out you for your retarded ass beliefs about reincarnation and everything else. So I'm getting really tired of every time you come on this show, all you want to do is say, if you're taking religious beliefs completely literally, you're an idiot. Well, fuck you then.
Well.
Okay, first of all, I don't believe in reincarnation. You don't understand what I believe in, most likely. And that's not an insult. But I'm saying, in general, taking things to an extreme, believing what should be seen as metaphor, as literal fact, is not smart. I apologize that I insulted you. Wasn't my intention. Half the time wherever we're on the show, I can't tell what's really pissing you off and what you're just doing to get amped up so to help the radio, persona.
Oh, no, this time I'm legitimately pissed. I'll just tell you.
Okay, fine, good. Because some of your ranting pisses me off too. You get on these high horses and just rail on whatever right-wing dribble is going on that day, and I shake my head. And I love you, man. You're a very dear friend of mine. We just drastically disagree on a lot of stuff. You're my friend. I will defend you till the day I die. Then I'll haunt you as a ghost. It'll be real fun.
I'll probably die
one-handed
before
ghost
you,
coming. So. Give you one-handed reach rounds, nubbins.
Well, you can't really give me a two-handed reach around, now can you?
True. Hand and a half. Special lovin'.
Are we made up now?
We have these moments once in a while. I don't know. I've been taking all kinds of shit for my religious beliefs for the last few days, so blah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not know that. I was not trying to heap onto things that you're already dealing with, so I did not know that. I apologize. And obviously, I was not attacking you or anyone in general. I was railing against a philosophy that I see as very flawed and dangerous.
Whatever. We're almost out of time anyway.
Well, Bill Maher, it's nice having you on the show today. I actually like Bill Maher.
I do too. He's pretty funny.
He is fucking funny. And I think Rick should like him too. I mean, I know he hates religion, but he hates Muslims the most, so you know.
He does. He's not fond of the Muslims.
No. Not in the slightest.
So, if I may ask, Double R, what attacks have you come under lately?
Oh, well, I mean, basically just the whole general concept of dealing with a rather large group of atheists that have found our entire group lately that are calling us out for all of our entire belief system, much like you just did, and saying that we're a bunch of idiots because we believe that somebody came back from the dead and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.
Oh, so just to clarify, this is so funny. It's whenever I'm around people who are religious, I end up being the one defending the people who aren't religious. When I'm around people who aren't religious or aren't of faith or are atheists, I defend those who do have belief. So it's this very strange conundrum I'm in.
Same.
I'm a very spiritual person. I do believe that there are things out there that we can't explain, supernatural things. I do believe there is a God. In fact, I would not be shocked at all if Jesus was, divine. What I have problems with are organized religion and texts that were written down, edited multiple times, voted upon before canonized. I have an issue with those being taken as if a gigantic hand out of the skies came down and wrote them on a piece of paper. That's my issue. It's not that I'm against belief, because I'm not. I'm a very spiritual person. It's the fact that people take these things so literally and they miss the point. There's so many beautiful things to learn from the Bible, from the Torah, from any religious document. But people get so tied up in, well, my God is this and my God's name is that. And well, the Trinity is actually this. No, the Trinity is that. No, why not just pay attention to what the Sermon on the Mount's actually telling us, which is don't be dicks.
This would be a great time to have that asshole of a pastor back on the show. That guy was a dick, but that would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I want to interview that guy, Bryce. More power to you, but I don't know. But actually, it was one that millions of Bryce did on his show.
Yeah. So just to clarify, my beliefs are far more nuanced than just religion is bad and atheism is good, which is not what I believe at all. So I apologize for not doing a better job of explaining my thoughts on things. To not only to you, my good friend, the rowdy one, but to the audience in general. How many people listen to the show anymore? There was 3 when we used to do this?
It's a little more than that now.
Okay, good. So hi, people. You don't know me. I'm only here every once in a while, but I'm not trying to.
This is why I don't display.
It really is. There's a reason why my shows don't do very well on this network.
Whatever. Your wrestling show's been doing really well.
It's doing okay. We're plugging along. I've got a co-host now, a gentleman by the name of Jason Blackwood. He's a great guy. And did you ever know him from The Verge?
The name sounds really familiar, but I'd probably have to see his face before I'd know whether or not I knew him.
He was a lot bigger back then. He's lost a lot of weight in the last few years, but he ended up. We met on. He was on my team when he came out of training, and my team lead Crystal used to have me sit with every new hire to help them get acclimated.
Obviously didn't know you very well back then.
No. She knew me. I mean,
just kidding.
Well, it's true. It's, hey, let's give the most outspoken guy in the company. Let's have that complains about everything this place does and thinks it's a sack of crap. Let's go sit them with the new guys. Interestingly though, at least 3 people that I trained in that manner ended up in management.
Is this for wrestling?
No. Well, he's my wrestling co-host, but I'm saying when we worked at this call center, Convergys, that even though I was a pain in the ass employee, at least 3 different people that I coached.
He was the pain in the ass employee. Let's just get that straight.
Yeah. But at least 3 different people that I coached ended up becoming team leaders. Because I knew how to do my job, I just wasn't afraid to tell the company, you suck.
What is it? Ron Paul. Real patriotism is the willingness to stand up and call out the government when they are wrong.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too.
All right, well, we really got
Rand Paul's kind of crazy.
Really got to get out of here. We're cutting into Bryce's time
Fucking
now. So.
pubes on his head. But yeah.
Wait, what?
All right,
Pubes?
so Bryce, why don't you remind everybody where they can find you should they choose to interact with you?
Wait, who are you talking to?
Bryce.
Okay,
I
sorry,
said my bad. All right, you can find me on my Twitter at Robbins Bryce. That's ROBINS BRYCE, or on the Facebook page at Opinion Nation or Opinion Nation News, whichever you prefer. And of course, you can catch me right next at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Saturday for my show Opinion Nation, where I make Rick's ears bleed in an attempt to sway you a little left.
I like that. Nice little segue there.
And
nice.
Dave, should folks choose to interact with you, where can they find you? Of course, without giving out your Twitter account, since you hate Twitter.
Well, no, I'll give that out. I mean, you can, if you want to read my musings on awesome music, you can hit up my my music blog, OklahomaLefty.com. You can hit me up on Twitter at Oklahoma Lefty. I've got a wrestling podcast that appears here on this network, and it is AroundTheRingOK.wordpress.com is our homepage. You can follow us at AroundTheRingOK on the Twitter, and you can use that same handle on Facebook and YouTube to find us. But we haven't put on anything on YouTube yet, just because ain't nobody got time for that. That's no.
Actually, technically,
haven't gotten around to doing that.
You have put shows on YouTube. You just don't realize it. They're under my Google page.
Yeah, I know. I've seen those all the time, but I don't quite, since it's not on my homepage, I don't quite count that, because what I'm talking about is pulling like specific clips of segments, parts of the show, and uploading those, and yeah, that's just too much effort.
All right, so you can, if you choose to interact with me in several ways, first would of course be my professional Facebook page, www.facebook.com/RowdyRickyRobinson. You can also follow me on Twitter at AOTR_host, and you can interact with me via email should you choose at either Ricky@thesparkradionetwork.com or Rick@K98talk.com. Both come to me directly. All right, so
when did you change your Twitter handle?
After I moved out of Oklahoma City. Kind of didn't make much sense to keep calling myself _OKC when I was nowhere near Oklahoma City anymore.
Yeah, you're just south.
Yeah.
Not that far away.
Yeah, a little ways south. But anyway.
Someday the metro will grow to the point where it includes your area.
I hope I'm long since dead and gone. Because I kind of like being out here, except for this morning when I woke up at 4:30 with no power. I have to admit, I'm still used to being a city guy, so when a little bit of ice comes along and it's not that bad and you wake up with no electricity for like an hour, it kind of freaks you out. I'm actually looking into solar power and windmills as we speak, because trying to run a business in the wintertime is apparently going to suck.
How fucking cool would that be if Rick had solar panels before Bryce? That would just be like a kick in the teeth. But you go, dude.
All right, so we have got to get out of here because we're already into Bryce's time slot. I am Rick Robinson, joined today by Dave Brown and my usual co-host, Mr. Bryce Robbins. Here in just a second, we will change gears and bring you Opinion Nation News, hosted by Mr. Bryce Robbins. I will take a back seat with the mute button pressed and hopefully some earplugs so maybe I don't bleed all over my keyboard. Until I see you again, folks, have a great rest of your day. I do hope you enjoy your weekend. Have a happy Thanksgiving a couple days late from us, and I'll be back with you live on Monday.
They say we offer simple answers to complex problems. But perhaps there is a simple answer. Not an easy answer. Simple.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.